Hi everyone, my name is Abby and I will be talking about my service learning project with the Healthcare Careers Academy here at PA College. So the Healthcare Careers Academy is a program that was first used in 2018. It was started with a grant of $715,000 from the BB&T Economic Growth Fund, and its goal is to expose high school students to professional opportunities within healthcare, offer them mentorship during those high school years, and help them to prepare for what a college education might look like. This is all leading up to increasing the numbers of healthcare professionals in our community and to lessen the shortage of healthcare workers that we're seeing right now. So students are selected from the School District of Lancaster, Manheim Central, and Garden Spot, and they're selected during their freshman year, and they work with the program up until they graduate, and they're expected to meet requirements such as grades, classroom behavior, and program attendance at the summer camp. So I chose this program because I see the shortage of healthcare professionals, and I think it's important to get young minds thinking about, what career path they want to take and get people who are passionate about healthcare into the field as soon as possible. I also think that there is a lack of information that's given to high school students about the possible careers they can get into and what that education looks like. So I want to be part of increasing that information and their opportunities. And I'm also interested in going into nursing education, so I wanted to see if this, education pathway was something that I really was interested in. The population that I dealt with were adolescents, specifically freshmen to seniors in high school, and their needs for this program were education, guidance, and mentorship. So looking at the issues that this population may face, we have social and cultural issues. So socially, we can see lack of support systems, educational opportunities, and low literacy, specifically health literacy. Culturally, we can see language barriers and issues with age. So things that healthcare professionals can do to play a role. Socially, we can use, our trusted profession and our communication skills and relationship building skills to be that person's support system, be the person that is in that adolescent's corner and they feel safe coming to. Educationally and literacy level wise, healthcare professionals do have a vast knowledge base, and it's important that they pass that information on to adolescents so that they are educated on the healthcare system and healthcare careers, along with their own health. Culturally, with language barriers, it's important as healthcare professionals that we make sure that we are addressing those issues and making sure that people who speak a different language or have English as a second language are getting the same information in a way that they can understand it. And with age, again, going back to being able to give so much information on healthcare careers, it's really important that we look at these students who are at an age where they're being asked to make a really big decision with what they're going to do with the rest of their lives, and give them as much information as we can. Looking at political and economic issues, funding for educational programs at both the state and local level, healthcare professionals are definitely able to advocate for more of these programs to be available, and they also can be educators within the programs to help, again, pass along that knowledge that we all have. Economics, we're looking at a lack of having their own income. They're dependent on others, and they may come from low-income homes. So giving these students information on careers that they can get into early on that will then pay for further education is definitely something that's helpful for them. And then when you look at a program like Healthcare Careers Academy, once these students make it through the program successfully, as far as their grades, their attendance, their classroom behavior towards others, they are given the opportunity to earn scholarships, so that can definitely take some of those issues and lessen the burden that it may be putting on a student. So next I'm going to talk about how my project was designed and implemented. So I made this project happen by contacting the camp leader, learning more about the program and what their goals were, what they wanted the students to have when they got done with the program. And then I communicated with the leader about what my role would be and what specific assignments I would be given each day. And then I implemented the program by creating a lecture and activity based on soft skills. So communication and listening skills were what I chose to do my presentation on. I attended orientation, so I got to know all of the other instructors. My volunteer time was only for 4 days, Monday through Thursday, but they were about 6 or 7 hour days. And throughout that time, I kept a log of my hours and made my journal entries, and then made sure that I was also meeting the objectives that I had set before the project began. So there are a few revisions that I would make for the future. I would start by attending multiple camps. So the camp is set to be 2 weeks long, but the first week is during our summer clinical, so I was unable to attend that. I also think it's important to attend multiple summers of the camp, which I am actually planning on attending this summer's camp as long as it happens. I think it would help build rapport with the students and even the other instructors, and I think it would give a better understanding of the program and what their values and their goals are. And the second thing that I would have changed would be that I would have liked to have had more information about this paper and project that we're doing right now, just because I would have liked to have been able to take some more thorough notes throughout the program and know what questions I was going to be having to answer. But other than that, I think the program is set up really well and it is a great opportunity. So there's not a whole lot that I would change. Next, I'm going to go over my 3 objectives that were set. So my first objective was to identify 3 barriers to learning within the adolescent population. I did meet this objective, and I was able to meet this objective by interacting with the students. The students also have faculty that come from their schools that know the students personally, so getting to talk with some of them, and then just having one-on-one conversations with the students about what their concerns were, whether it be things at home, things at school, or things about their future. So the 3 barriers that I identified were trouble happening at home, fear of failing, and lack of attention from educators. My second objective was to design and teach a lesson plan and activity based on soft skills such as communication, listening, and problem solving. I met this objective by preparing and practicing and then presenting a lecture on listening skills and communication. We also then did an activity that I came up with to reinforce the information that was in the lecture. This was also to help students who are more hands-on learners rather than didactic learners. And then we also did an evaluation of the students' self-awareness of these soft skills through a self-survey of how they felt their own skills were. And my third objective was to provide assistance as needed throughout the Healthcare Careers Academy summer camp. So I did this by assisting with other instructors. So anyone that I knew I was going to be helping throughout the week, I read their lesson plans and looked over the activities that they were going to be doing so that I had a full understanding of what I would be expected to help with. I assisted in lab activities such as taking blood pressures. They did an IV lab. We did a neuro lab. We did a review of sessions because they do take an exam. It's not a graded exam, but it's more to see if the program is actually increasing their knowledge. So we did review sessions for that. And then I also assisted with their CPR and first aid certifications. So now I'm going to talk about how my service learning project impacted the population that I was working with. The one thing that I think is really important is that we provided mentors to students who, again, may not have that support system, might not have somebody who's in their corner fighting for them. So providing those mentors, I think, is a really important thing that the camp does for these students. We also provided information on multiple career options. So we had guest speakers that came in from every career path in healthcare that you could probably think of to really give the students an understanding of what careers are out there and what the education would look like to get to that career point. We also taught basic skills such as CPR and first aid. So every student that completes the program comes out and they are CPR and basic first aid certified. So I think that's something that's really important for the general population, but especially for these kids who might want to go into healthcare. It's a nice first step to give them. And then, like I said before, they are given the opportunity at the end, if they complete the program successfully, to earn scholarships. And that just gives these students a bigger opportunity to continue on with education if they would like to, and have some money to have the freedom to apply where they want to apply, or go down whatever career path they would like to. Looking at the personal and professional impact that this service learning project had for me, professionally, again, like I said, I'm looking into going into nursing education, so this gave me a nice insight on what that would look like, and I really enjoyed working with the students and getting to see their reactions the first time that they, mastered a skill. So I think that is something that is in my future. It also enhanced my teaching skills. So going back to those things that we learn in nursing school early on, looking at someone's learning style and assessing their base knowledge, things like that. It really brought those skills back into play. It also helped with my public speaking skills because, as I said, part of my project was to give a lecture and guide an activity with about 20 students in each session multiple times a day. So that definitely helped with that skill. And then it also just gave me a better understanding of the population. As I said, these students were in high school. They were about 15 to 18 years old. So definitely students are, the age that we may start seeing them in the hospital, potentially not with a parental figure. So getting to understand things that they're going through, things that are on their minds, taking me back to that, I think definitely has a professional impact, because it's important that we understand all types of populations that we may encounter. And personally, it felt really good to feel like I made a difference in some of these kids' lives. Again, not all of them came from great situations. Some of them didn't really feel that they had the support that they wanted to go into a healthcare profession. So getting to feel like I had a chance to make a difference in even one of those students' lives had a big impact. And again, it was very beneficial to feel like I had actually applied skills that I had learned in school to something like this, where it's not just going to work and doing a skill, or doing a skill to pass a class. It was doing a skill to help others learn and give them an opportunity that they may not have had without this program. And this is my reference. It's just the article that discusses the Healthcare Careers Academy program and how PA College played a big part in that program getting started. So that is it. Thanks everybody for listening.